Hello YouTube, hello newsletter. I hope you guys are doing amazing this week. I know that we are currently in a Mercury Retrograde, which people are usually pretty freaked out by, but in truth and honesty, I see all these astrological events as an opportunity to kind of look more closely at what we have going on in our lives and how we can realign, reshuffle and realign. So one of the things that Spirit was inspiring me about, which I just went live into my initiation circle, my mediumship development mentorship membership, and I talked about how Spirit was inspiring me to, really use this Mercury retrograde time as a way to iron out my communication on behalf of the world of Spirit. So with mediumship and all Spirit work, to be honest with you, when we're working with energy and we're working on Spirit's behalf, we have our own language that we use to express Spirit's thoughts, Spirit's emotions, Spirit's inspirations and information. And it is up to the medium to live within the integrity of the work and to find a way to express the information in a way that honors Spirit's messages, does not trigger society, and also does not come from a place of fear. So a lot of mediums, myself included for many years, will use words like, I don't know, but, or asking questions instead of just stating the inspiration that we receive from Spirit. So for all the light workers out there, I'm really encouraging you during this time to review your readings, to review your inspirations, your lives, wherever you're working on behalf of the world of Spirit energetically, and look at how you are representing them, how you are presenting them. And I know that you're doing the best you can with what you know now, but there is always room for improvement. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And we can never get too comfy with our craft and with our art. So this week, Spirit's really inspiring us to take a look at what we're doing and what we're putting out into the world as far as our body of work, and where we can make improvements when it comes to communication. Of course, Mercury rules communication. This week, I'm kind of being a badass, and I'm going to be using Rebecca Campbell's other deck. Let me just pull out the box here so you can see it. I cannot stand the packaging of this deck at all, but it's called the Starseed Oracle. So this is Rebecca Campbell's other deck that she just came out with this year. And I'm going to be using it. It's something that I use myself every day. I use cards every day, of course. I use tarot. I use these oracle cards. And I've had some really beautiful messages this week with these cards. So I feel called to use them. So this card here comes up. It's the, weight of the world card, and it's asking you to let go of things. It's asking you to choose to carry what is only yours to carry. And I find this really funny because I do teach this when it comes to clairsentient abilities, the empathic abilities, right? One of the prayers that I say so that I'm not walking around with all my clients' stuff is I choose to carry what is only mine to carry. So are you feeling energetically overwhelmed? Are you feeling like the weight of the world is on you? Say that simple little prayer. I choose to carry what is only mine to carry, and I give the rest to God, Spirit, universe, light, whatever you want to say. So that's definitely going to make sense for some people out here. And you'll see this woman floating. It's like, she looks peaceful here, but when I look at this, I'm like, she's like grasping for air. So if this is how you're feeling, please definitely make the adjustment, say those prayers. Just grabbing a card. Like, which one dropped? I'm so curious. Yeah, okay, so that one stopped for you guys. I can tell. This is something you guys should know too when you're using cards. People ask me, like, what do you do with jumping cards? I'm like, well, take a look at it, and you'll know through expansion or contraction if that's for you or not. That's how I do that. So definitely take that into consideration from the world of Spirit. So this one definitely does resonate with this message. So we're about to head into Scorpio season. It might even be next week. Like, I'll have to look at it, but this is kind of a shadowy time. So this is a time of integration. So we are so busy in our lives. We are so incredibly busy that we rarely have time to integrate everything that we experience and we know and we learn and we process. And so we're rarely processing things. And that's how come I think a lot of us, it's almost like, did I have that experience or did I not have that experience? Because we're not giving ourselves the time to slow down. So this is Spirit's way of saying to slow down. and to take in the Scorpio season. I'm going to do November's forecast next week, but this is for this week. Start feeling into those shadows. Stop bypassing them by keeping busy. Where can you slow down, and where can you integrate all the experiences that you're having? Now, what Spirit's bringing to me about these experiences is conflicting conversation. So again, I'm going back to communication, keeping in rhythm with the Mercury retrograde energy. But where have you had to stick up for yourself, or where did you not stick up for yourself in using your communication and your voice? And how can you integrate the learning and the lesson of that experience? I know for myself, I've had a lot of people recently kind of like take my work. And that's always happened to me with my sprays, with my worksheets, like with everything. And, you know, Spirit's been kind of bringing to my awareness this week, like, why are you not speaking up? I'm like, well, I don't like confrontation. Well, that's a time for me to integrate my fear around confrontation. Like, why am I not speaking up when I'm obviously offended? And it's because I don't like making anyone else feel bad. But that's at the detriment of my own resentment and my own inner conflict. And so when I talk about the integration time, it's not about like honing in on that resentment. It's honing in on what's keeping me back from fully expressing myself, when I know that the discomfort, the dis-ease created in my body from not doing so is worse than said potential confrontation. So that's what I'm talking about with integration time. It's not the thing. It's like, why aren't we doing the thing? That's what we need to kind of integrate as far as lessons go. Okay, so there's a few people out there who are considering launching something project-based, big changes. Spirit's asking you to wait. Honestly, I'm getting the sense that we should pretty much like not do anything too cray during Scorpio season, which is coming up. I'm getting the sense that more is going to be revealed during that time, which will then let us align with better decisions. So whatever you've been asking Spirit for a sign for, like, do I do it now? Spirit's just saying, let's just wait a few weeks. Astrologically as well, I know I've talked about this so many times since July, but the first 2 weeks of November are going to be pretty intense. So those are definitely not times that we want to be making huge changes. Again, if we can focus on slowing and integrating, all of us will be better off for it when we go into Sagittarius season, which is one of my favorite seasons. So, and the Capricorn, I love Capricorn season too. So this is all coming up. So we still got like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 weeks left of this kind of like energetic, like WTH. So don't make any huge drastic changes, right? At this time. Yeah, so there's some of you too, Spirit is making me feel, aren't these cards beautiful? Like, aren't these, and look, they match my shirt. I know somebody made a comment about how they liked how my cards match my shirt, and I didn't plan it today, but they match perfectly. But Spirit is making me feel that there are some of you considering some higher learning and spiritual studies, and this is a big yes. This is a big leap. So whatever it is that you've been looking into, like even, I don't know, they're making me feel like healing modalities. Like I'm seeing like a lot of color, and I'm seeing a lot of like hands-on kind of healing. So again, people who will understand this message will understand it. That is for you. But just know that Spirit is giving like a big yes. You'll see this woman leaping towards it. She's like, not only am I getting over my fear of what could or could not be if I take this route, but I'm like literally flying towards it. And Spirit is saying, hell yes, here to higher learning when it comes to spiritual studies. Okay, we'll do one more here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're in a Mars retrograde as well, which has heavily impacted me. I will say, because Mars is in my first house of self-identity, so I've been feeling it a ton. But this is Spirit's way of bringing up this Mars retrograde energy around, you know, who's pissing you off? Like, what's pissing you off? Like, what situations do you have going on in your life right now that bring up anger within you? And Spirit is not wanting you to make changes to what's making you angry. Spirit, again, is wanting you to integrate into, why am I angry? Right? Because if you bypass this and you just make the change because it makes you angry without understanding why it makes you angry and healing that root cause, you're going to run up against the same lesson over and over and over again. Like same shit, different garden, right? Literally. So Spirit wants you to get to the root. They want you to look at your anger as you're doing this like integration work, and like what's coming up for you that's like making you angry, but looking at why. Who was part of this trigger source? How old were you? What was going on for you? Where did you feel out of control? Where can you surrender more? And really using this Mars retrograde as well to its highest potential, which is, you know, healing some of these inner conflicts that we have. And I loved here too, I didn't see it till right now, but when we do the work to identify like the why and the how and the who, then we need to soften to love. And so we don't dwell in that anger space, we soften and we start to surrender so that we can let love in, and so that we can end up like with nothing but residual energy of love, support, and guidance when it comes to our shadow work. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know it's going to make sense for some of you out there. I get tons of messages. Do leave a comment if this resonates with you and what you understood, and definitely share it with people on social media and tag me at Squamish Media on Facebook or Instagram, and it helps other people find this page and these weekly forecasts, and I'll keep doing them as long as you guys are still enjoying them, and just sending you the absolute best this week. And yeah, have a good one.